What's going on, YouTube? It's James with ChiHammer Fantasy Battle Report. Got another battle report for you today. It's Buckeyes 2022, round number 4. Guys, what is going on? First off, I'm getting over this slight cold, sore throat I got going on here, and so that's I can't get those high wogs or those high what's going on. It's going on right now because my throat is still recovering. Guys, I'm excited to give you this game, but I also have a lot of questions in this game. This battle report. I don't feel entirely comfortable giving you a definitive answer. I'll go over what happens, and you can see the game. I'll give you the recap and everything like that. But you'll see there is something that happens in this game that has me. It's a tainted game, more or less. You'll see it when it happens. Okay, you'll see it when it happens. But guys, I just went through game day 1. This is basically my return to the tournament scene. This is my first round. I'm going to Buckeyes. To be honest, I had a talk with Fergus about this recently, just yesterday actually, and I'm supposed to play Fergus later today. He's like, oh, I saw one of your Buckeye videos. You're saying you're using it as practice to ETC, and yes, it is practice for me to ETC because this is the last tournament that's going before ETC in the United States. But at the same token, it shouldn't be that way. It should be just another tournament. It should be an American tournament, the pinnacle of America in the Ninth Age. And I agree with Fergus. The Buckeye battles. The last time I went, which was 2019, it was a 100-man tournament. The year before, a 100-man tournament. The year I won, it was a 100-man tournament. This time it was a 40-man tournament, and there's quite a few people here who are just using it as a uh, precursor to ETC, and that should be stricken from our mindset, more or less. And I agree with Fergus on that. But at the same token, I was using it as a warm up because I haven't played. I'm so rusty, and this should be the tournament that I'm getting, not working out my kinks and working on my list. All right, guys. So if you guys watch my battle reports up to this point, I had a small loss against Adam Hilton. I got 9 points. The second game I won big against Joe Getze. I got, I think, 16 points. And then Jeremy Gottschalk, I got 5 points. I am not doing so hot. I have a very low score of, I think, like 33 or something like that. 31, 30, maybe 30. Was it 9, 5? That's 14. Yeah, it's 30 exact. So I'm like low to bottom middle tables, and I'm getting a game against Terrace. We just spent a lot of time and money at Mancy's the night before, and as I'm talking to my brother and we're just driving back to our hotel, I'm like, dude, maybe I should bring like a big brick of orcs with spears. And as I say that, we get stopped by a train, and the train says spears, and I was like, wow, I've never seen a literal sign before like that. Spelled out right in front of me. Anyways, guys, going back to I was going to say the Dice Dojo, but the Toledo Game Room. This place is awesome. This place had a lot of games. I wanted to buy that Norwegian Outpost thing game right there, but at the same token, I have a loyalty to the Dice Dojo, and I'm going to check if they have it first. If not, next time I go to the Toledo Game Room, I'll pick it up. But if you guys have never played the thing or seen the movie The Thing, this is my literal, like, you need to this is a ChiHammer approved, easily one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. The Thing is fucking awesome, and the game is awesome. The game is very similar to, what was that popular game on the phone where everybody's calling everybody sus, Among Us, right? But it's very similar to that, where somebody is infected and you don't know who the infected person is, and as you continue going through the game, the infected is trying to get out of the outpost with you or just sabotage the mission. So it's a very interesting game. Every time I'm the Thing, I try to just get on the plane, so that way I never change character. I'm always either trying to get on the plane because I'm human, or I'm trying to get on the plane because I'm a Thing. And it's really interesting to play. You see how many people start. You see their lying face. I've seen my son's. My son. This is I know I went off on a tangent here, but my brother's son's truthful face is the same as my brother's lying face, which I find hilarious. He has a little smirk that curls his lip, and I'm like, holy shit, you lie just like your dad. And then he was telling the truth the whole time, and we got him killed. And I was like, your truth face is the same as your dad's lying face. That's hilarious. Anyways, guys, totally off subject here. Okay, guys. Playing Terrace. Terrace is playing a Demon Legion's army, and Terrace he's the first army that's actually fully painted that I'm playing against at Buckeyes. And you're going to see more or less my magic. I ended up taking Scorching Salvo, Fireball, Enveloping Embers, and Pyroclastic Flow. Let me give you his list really quick. I totally had it up on my screen and I totally just jumped by it. Alright, so he has these characters. He has the Omen of Savar. He has the Throne of Overwhelming Splendor with that Omen. The Omen is made to just do duels, and that is why this game is interesting, because there's a duel scenario that's going to go on in the middle of the game. The Courtesan of Siberish is his general. The Harbinger of Father Chaos is on a horse. He's going to be in a unit of 15 Sirens. He has 20 Succubi, 21 Myrmidons, 3 Hoarders, 3 Claw Fiends, and 3 Veiled Serpents. He has a lot of fucking spells. He knows he has a lot of fucking spells. Alright. So right here, you can see this is his unit of Succubi. 20 of them. This is his unit of, I want to say these are his Myrmidons. And then over here, the girl on the left is his Siberish, and then the one on the throne is the Omen. Alright, so the one on the left is his general. Over here, these are his Sirens on their little fast steeds, and then you can see the one in like a Dominatrix outfit on the second from the left. That is the character in the unit, which is the Harbinger of Father Chaos, or Mother Chaos, I should say. Over here, he has his on the right, those are his Veil Serpents. On the left, those are his Claw Fiends. And then he has a unit of Hoarders somewhere that's going to pop up. He starts getting his spells. His spells, he ends up getting, he gets Spectral Blaze, Twisted Effigy. Man, I forgot the rest. He has a bunch, though. He has so many fucking spells. Scrying, Stars Align, and Know Thy Enemy. And there was another one. I can't remember. I couldn't really see it off the picture. All right. I deploy everything to go first. I drop everything like so. I think... Yeah, I think it was me. I just dropped everything to go first. I knew I was going to go first. I don't even know why I was hiding behind the building like such. But at the same token, this goes back to what I'm saying. I'm still rusty. I'm still trying to find my stride here. He's going ahead and he's going to counter deploy like this right here. Okay, so here's a picture of Terrace as well. Terrace also has all his tokens very organized in those fucking tackle boxes. And you know what? Ever since this, I played a game against Fergus last weekend, and he had a tackle box, and I was like, man, I really need to get one of these fucking tackle boxes. But as you can see, he counter deployed where he put everything on one side. He only put a unit of Succubi. The objective is flags. All right, capture the flags. So he was afraid the unit on the left that was just going to give up points. So he hid it in the corner. Kind of protect against flags, right? Excuse me. As you can see, I go ahead and I deploy. I scouted my Spider Riders, and my whole goal here was to chaff up his Myrmidons and let Koopa just run up the flank. Shortly after I deployed the scouts, I changed my thought, and I was like, I got to stop his other unit on the left because they're really fast. They have like a movement 9 or 10 with centipede legs. So I go ahead and I move them this way instead. We're going to go ahead and start off Orcs and Goblins turn 1. Orcs and Goblins turn 1. I don't have a picture of the movement phase per se, but I know I moved the trolls up really far up. I was kind of like, I don't care. I'm chaffing up 2 or 3 of his units. With the Spider Riders, so what's going to happen is I don't care if I fight 1 or 2 of his guys. His Myrmidons are really far to charge, so, and I know this sucks because I don't have a picture for it, but his Myrmidons are really far to charge, so if he wants to charge his characters into the trolls, I don't see a downside to this. I'll probably hold steadfast. I'll probably do a couple wounds onto his characters. I'm not too worried, right? Magic, go ahead and I do a pyroclastic flow, and I go ahead and I do it into the claw fiends. And the claw fiends are the only ones I'm really worried about because the claw fiends do double wounds onto the trolls, right? So I get 2 wounds off with the pyro flow. He lets it go through. I go ahead and I do a scorching salvo. He lets that one go through, and I end up doing like 2 wounds onto the Myrmidons, a wound onto the Omen, a wound onto the Siberish, a wound onto the Hoarders, and a wound onto the Claw Fiends. That's about it. He stops the enveloping embers. I gotta go into shooting. Shooting, I did not move the spider because I was like, he's hiding these succubi behind, whatever. I could still shoot him with the web launcher. So I shoot the web launcher and I misfire, and I actually take a wound onto the A Rock. It's gonna start off his turn. Demon Legion's turn 1. Demon Legion's turn 1. He's going to go ahead and charge like so. And like I told you, I actually moved up the Koopa on the flank looking towards the trolls. I did this because I think it was too far of a charge from the Myrmidons to get into Koopa, and I was just kind of like, haha, Koopa will just start moving up to the side with his little spider legs again, right? And I did not put the Spider Riders as far over as I thought to stop his charge from the Claw Fiends. His Claw Fiends just need to angle a little bit and go into the Trolls. Now, I made the same mistake I made before. I think I did this 3 games already. 3 games out of 4, I made the same fucking mistake where I keep putting Zod right behind the trolls. And part of that is due to the fact that he has only a 12-inch bubble range on the chariot to these trolls. So, one of my answers to this after this tournament, obviously, because I keep making the same fucking mistake, is just give him the Crown of Autocracy to extend that range 3 inches, right? But besides that, and Lucas even told me, he was like, dude, you're not being aggressive enough with Zod. You should have Zod threatening these guys, right? But besides that, going back to this picture, he's charging me with everything. Now, everything in the Demon Army has Swift Stride, if you guys don't know. His Claw Fiends are moved fucking fast as hell. And 2 of his characters, one of them's flying and one of them's already fast. So they're going to have an easy charge into the trolls. I wasn't expecting the Claw Fiends to be entered into that as well. And then the Myrmidons actually have a far charge. The Myrmidons are going to fail the charge, but everything else just boom, boom, boom gets right into the trolls. Now, I'm a little worried, but at the same time, I'm thinking, I got to do some wounds, right? Magic, he gets a 1 on the flux, and he goes ahead and he throws up a scrying bubble. At this point, I'm like, it's fine. I'm going to puke. It doesn't matter that he does a scrying bubble. He gets off... Not sure what else he got off. He got off something else in Magic. But over there in close combat, you can see his Hoarders are going to rip up my Spider Riders that were chaffing them. And he overruns this way, but he overruns into the ass of his Siberish. Okay. Over here, he's going to go ahead and... let's go into the close combat here. The close combat here, I don't even have a picture of how many wounds he did. I think he does have a monstrous rank with his Siberish, right? So he starts ripping into the trolls, and I am failing regen saves like crazy. I lose my back row, right? I am no longer holding steadfast. I go ahead and I puke, and I think I only get off a single wound. I want to say on the Siberish, and that's it. Maybe a wound onto a Claw Fiend. I don't even think I went for the Claw Fiend. I think I went everything into the characters. And it didn't really matter. So what ends up happening, yeah, I did 1 onto the Omen, and it looks like I did 1 onto the Claw Fiends. So they pop the unit. They basically, I run, and I think I just run off the table, or they just caught me. It doesn't really matter, though. And he's going to overrun. And again, Zod is only like maybe 10 inches away or so, maybe even less than that, maybe like 6 or 8, somewhere around there, 6 to 10. We're just gonna say 6 to 10. He overruns. Now, when he overruns, I think the Siberish was the only one that failed. She needed like a 9, because you see how far it is for her. If she goes in a straight line, she's gonna basically have to touch the ass end of Zod, right? So she rolls like a 7 or an 8, she doesn't go that far, right? The Omen and the Claw Fiends both go forward, and they both, boom, boom, get clip in. So the Siberish, since she failed the charge, has to stop an inch behind the Omen, okay? The one saving grace in this scenario, is look to the right side. You see Koopa's looking directly at the ass of these claw fiends, right? So it's gonna start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. And guys, I'm gonna give you a 3-second warning, but I promise you I won't even get that loud. So 3, 2, 1. Wog! My Orcs and Goblins wog, and Koopa's fat ass is gonna charge into those claw fiends. And check out the left side, right around that building. I see the ass of that Sibrush with the K-Pack. So the K-Pack are coming in, Koopa's coming in, and this is gonna be a fucking bloody massacre. Because they both go boom! They both get in. That Koopa charge is so fucking clutch. It is so fucking clutch. Oh my god. Alright. So I decide on the left side, since his characters are all going to get their asses kicked right now, okay? All of his characters. Alright? I move the Savages and the A-Rock up on the left to start threatening his Succubi. You can see he's starting to hide his Sirens and his Veil Serpents because he's afraid of what's about to happen. Alright, I move the Forest Goblins a little bit out of the way. I keep in the 12-inch bubble so Zod and Koopa can hold, hopefully, a good leadership check. And what I'm really planning on doing is burning the shit out of his Myrmidons. Magic, I got a 5 in the Flux. Go ahead and I get off in Enveloping Embers. And like I said, I'm just going to roast these boys. Who would have known that demons from hell, Myrmidons, are gonna burn to fire? Because it's not any fire, it's goblin-y fire. It's this green fire. And I just burn off just a shit ton of these Myrmidons. I go ahead and I roll, I think it was Scorching Salvo, and I roll triple sixes. So he's like, I can't even stop that. I'm gonna let you blow up. I said, okay, sure. So I roll it off, and I burn off more of the fucking Myrmidons. I think I do a wound onto the Hoarders, but that's about it. Let's go into close combat. Close combat. Boom! Impact hits. I only get 11 impact hits, I think it is. 7, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 impact hits onto the Sibrush. That's okay, though. As long as I can get her really close to death, maybe Baxter could do it, right? Go ahead and I do the wounds. Boom! Look at that shit. I did 8 wounds out of 11 impact hits. He's like, that. You gotta be fucking kidding me, James. He fails his ward saves. He just pops. That bitch pops. Fuck her. I leave him here. There's nothing really I could overrun into. I could have angled it better, probably to overrun into his Omen, but it didn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and just chaff his Hoarders, and I just decided not to overrun. I'm just going to leave him there. Over here, this is where the whole game breaks down, okay? I'm going to tell you what I said, I'm going to tell you what he said, I'm going to tell you what happened, and then I'm going to tell you what I found out after the game, okay? I might have misplayed this part right here, okay? So, it's my turn. I declare a challenge with Koopa because I know for a fact his character, his Omen, has to challenge. And if he challenges, I cannot decline. I have to take the challenge, right? So I challenge with Koopa, who's touching the Claw Fiends. My thought on this is if he declines, he doesn't get a chance to challenge, right? So he's like, but I have to challenge. So I look at the rules on his thing, and it says, if possible, you have to challenge, right? But if it's my turn first, I'm challenging, he has to decide with the unit touching Koopa, right? Now, I do tell him, I understand what you're trying to do, and I'm not a coward. I will take the challenge if that's the way you want to play it. But I think the order of operations is if I call out the challenge, if his Claw Fiend doesn't take it, because the Claw Fiend is the only one that could take it, the other one isn't a valid challenge anymore, right? And he goes, well, let's just play it the way it's supposed to be played. I said, that's fine, that's fair. I'm not trying to cheat the guy. I'm not trying to do anything like that. And we went back and forth on this. But I think what it is just the way I just said. Like, it's a scenario where he doesn't have a valid challenge, right? I'll explain what happened after the game, after the video, okay? On what I've learned, okay? And you guys could correct me. You guys could put it all in the comment section below. So I said a challenge with Koopa. His Claw Fiend actually accepts, okay? So the Claw Fiend accepts. And what's going to happen is if his Omen, for the record, if his Omen does issue the challenge and I accept, he's going to do Lethal Strike and double wounds onto Zod. If I don't accept the challenge, or if there's another challenge going on, apparently his character loses that ability. He can't do lethal strike, and I have a regen save on Zod, so Zod's gonna die. All right, so Koopa challenges. And Koopa, I swear to freaking God, Koopa rips up these fucking claw fiends. Just he eats the claw fiend, does max wounds. His character hits Zod, and I am not shitting you. He rolled like 3 or 4 6s, which would have been lethal strikes, and just killed Zod straight up. I made a shit ton of armor saves and a shit ton of regen saves, and he did 1 wound. Okay, so what ends up happening here is I just had a charge. The rear charge is no longer acceptable. No, actually it is. It is, because the claw fiend's still there. So the claw fiend's there, and I got a charge, or big rear charge, like I want to say it was like 5 or 6 wounds on the claw fiend, and basically his little demon bitch right there just pops. I go ahead and I turn Zod this way. I don't even think I did turn Koopa this way. Just like threaten everything else, and this picture is just so beautiful. Look at everybody just like, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. It's gonna start off turn 2, Demon Legions. Demon Legions turn 2. He charges his hoarders into the chariots. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. Now, like I said, I was moving up the A-Rock because I was like, he's so scared of me, and he doesn't. These guys are strength 3. They're not gonna do shit to the A-Rock. The A-Rock's gonna fuck this unit up, right? So he starts to charge out, and he's like, I'm just going for it. I'm going for it. I already lost my characters. I'm going for it. All right, cool. So hoarders go in, and everybody else goes in, right? I think the big charge here was the sirens to the flank of somebody, and he fails that charge. But it was a huge charge. Magic, he gets 2 on the flux, goes ahead and does Twisted Effigy on these guys. He doesn't want me to shoot him anymore. He goes ahead and gives these guys Spectral Blades. I try to stop it, and I fail stopping the Spectral Blades, which is brutal. He's going to have rerolls and lethal strikes onto the A-Rock. Over here, he ends up killing off the K-Pack. I expected such, but like I said, it opens him up here. Over here, he does 3 more wounds onto the A-Rock. Okay, so he has a charge, 3 wounds, and I think a rank, right, and a banner, right? That's like 5, 6 combat res. All right, I did 5 wounds back. I lose combat by 1. By 1. And I'm stubborn on a 6, but I fail the stubborn. He's going to run me off the table with these sirens. Fucking bitches. Or succubi, sorry. Over here, it's going to start off Orcs and Goblins, turn 3. Orcs and Goblins 3. Koopa is going into those Myrmidons. Now, the Myrmidons only have 6 dudes left. He does have a champ there, but I'm just expecting to go in, kill the champ, and then, you know, whittle him away, right? Zod goes in over here into the hoarders, and basically over here the savages, I think because it's flag scenario, I'm just going to try to I already have the lead in flags. I killed the claw fiends. I'm about to kill the hoarders. I'm just going to shoot the succubi to death. I'm about to kill the myrmidons. Well, I'll be good, right? So get a 2 on the flux. Go ahead and I do I don't think I do much. I think because my magic's so far away, I just start like picking wounds into some Veil Serpents far off in the distance. Over here, close combat. I'm expecting him to challenge. He decides, I'm not going to challenge. I'm going to see how many people can swing at your big spider. And I end up just wiping out the unit before he goes. Koopa has agility 6 on the charge, and Koopa just rips up a bunch of people. He ends up getting, I think, maybe a wound before this unit is about to pop. Over here is Zod. Zod gets impact hits, kills off one of the guys, and ends up doing a couple wounds. They do stick, though, and they're sitting there pretty. Turn 3, Demon Legions. Demon Legions, turn 3, charges the Sirens into my Savage Orcs. Now, here I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever, I'll be steadfast for days because these guys are light troops. I'm gonna see how this goes. I don't know what to expect out of this unit. I've never seen anybody play a big brick of this sirens, right? He goes ahead. You can see the succubi turn around. I'm just going to start shooting the succubi, and then his Veil Serpents are moving closer. This is kind of how the picture looks. It does look like Koopa's still there, stuck fighting one Myrmidon. Magic, he gets a 4 on the flux, goes ahead and does Twisted Effigy. Again, I kind of have to let this go. And then over here, close combat, he rips the fucking shit out of my Savage Orcs. Holy shit. I did not expect this. Now, my Savage Orcs do swing back and kill off his back row, so I do end up killing off a lot of guys. What ends up happening is I'm steadfast. I'm going to hold that steadfast, and it's going to start off my turn. Is this my turn or his turn? It's my turn. Now, at this point, the pitchers are going fast. The tournament, Jeff is saying we're running out of time, which I'm kind of shocked because I thought this game was going to be over like turn 2, right? But it's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 4, I think it is. I'm going to charge the Goblins. I think, yeah, I did. I charged the Goblins into the flank of the Succubi, or whatever they are, Sirens. Right, I move Koopa, I move the Forest Goblins. I know Zod is stuck in that fight with the Hoarders. Hoarders aren't doing shit to Zod. It's going to start off Magic. Magic can get a 6 on the Flux. And I'm just doing a couple wounds onto the Veil Serpents. Close combat. I don't have a picture of what happened in combat. But he ends up wiping out my Savage Orcs. Okay? My Goblins are now holding Steadfast, and he's stuck in that combat with the Goblins, and I'm just going to make ranks. Okay? Let's go start off his turn. Demon's turn 4 or 5, whatever turn this is. He goes ahead and he charges his Succubi into my Goblins, alright? You can see I killed off one of his Veil Serpents. He's going to get this charge in, boom, like so. Now, my whole goal is the A-Rock did kill enough where he only has 2 full ranks. So, as long as I can hold Steadfast long enough, we'll see how that goes, okay? Magic gets a 5 on the Flux, goes ahead and does Twisted Effigy again on these guys. I do hold Steadfast for 1 round. I'm hoping for Zod to be cleared, and Zod ends up killing the Hoarders off, which is great. That is part of my plan here. Now it's going to start off Orcs and Goblins turn 5, and I think this is the last turn of the game. I'm going to charge Koopa into his Veil Serpents. Now, if you notice down on the in the middle, my Goblins, I have 2 ranks. He only has 1 rank with his Succubi, right? But the Goblins have been picking wounds through his Sirens. The Goblins have been picking wounds. I think the Goblins killed more Sirens than the Savage Orcs did. What the fuck? Right? So, Zod is charging into his Succubi. I could clear the building, turn left, and boom, hit the unit. I don't really care. I know I killed his champ off with the spider. So, I'm like, I'm just going to fuck him up with Zod, right? What happens here is they put Koopa gets his charge in, Zod fails his fucking charge. I needed like a 7 on 3 dice. I think I rolled like a 4. So Koopa gets in. He's going to kill me some Veil Serpents. He's going to get me some more points. Like I said, boom, right here. That's done. Over here, close combat. I think he ends up wiping out my unit. I end up killing off all his Sirens. I don't kill off his character. I think he does break me. Yeah, he does. He breaks me, and I'm going to run. It's going to be his turn, but we just kind of call the game there because he's like, I'm not charging into your character. And that's basically it. You know, I think we tried to do 1 charge, and he really doesn't have much magic. He doesn't have shooting, so we shook hands. Guys, that was an interesting game. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and play the video. I'll get back to you about the challenge, what I found out after. Yeah. So you guys
think the game went, Darius?
The game was going great until the challenge phase of turn 1. Bottom or top of 2. Then it went sideways. Other than that, well, that turned the game, right?
That did. That swung the game over. Right?
Yeah.
I was actually surprised about the spider in the corner.
I was surprised by that.
Yeah, and
they did a little bit better than I thought.
Well, you had the lethal strikes, and that's one thing I was like, oh, I'm gonna stop that, and it didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than that, I still have problems with ogres.
Orcs.
And orcs. High toughness, high armor save guys. That's a problem with this army. But overall, it was good. Like literally half a turn, 1 set of die rolls, and the game goes completely the other way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was interesting. Honestly, my magic, I ended up doing nothing after turn 2.
Putting your general behind your trolls.
You know that I got me last round too. Last game, I have to come up with a better strategy for that.
If I hadn't, you know where the mistake happened? I overran with Marquis.
Yeah.
I don't overrun with them.
Yeah. And then you just challenge out.
And I just challenge them. Who cares?
Yeah.
That was an actual mistake. Other than that, it was all right. But it goes to show, one little mistake. Full wars go the wrong way.
Terrace is the only guy who's ever got my shirt here. Hold on. Let's show this.
Well, now you're stripping things.
I know. Hold it up. There we go.
But that's a modern look for Rogue, not the one she had at the time she did it.
No, she has the right outfit.
Her hair's wrong.
The hair's different.
She had the slick back hair.
Yeah, she had the mullet. Yeah. All right. Terrace, I have fun, man.
All right, thanks.
Peace.
After this game, I thought I played it right. I thought I played it based on the order of operations. Koopa declares a charge, and he has to accept or refuse. And basically, I know as a champ, he doesn't have to. He doesn't care, right? But as there was a character in the same combat, I was assuming if he declined, that character can't fight, and I just kill Claw Fiends, right? I go home and I actually question the Juice Crew. I haven't talked to the Juice Crew in years. Okay, years. I barely talked to them. I did play D&D with a couple of them during the pandemic, but I go ahead and I ask because they're kind of my rules lawyer people, right? And from what I understand, and again, you guys could clarify this for me or not, okay? I declare a challenge with Koopa, okay? He could decline because the Koopa's only touching the champ. And the champ doesn't give a fuck. But then after I declare the challenge, he could declare a challenge with his character. I didn't even think that was possible, but that's what they're saying is possible, okay? If you guys have any feedback on that or clarification, that would be great. Okay, I feel like I let Terrace down doing that because he trusted me that my rules knowledge, and I told him I'm rusty, but I think that's the way it's supposed to be played, and we played it out, right? And he was cool about it. We actually had a nice long conversation about comic books after he saw my shirt. We had a huge conversation about interesting and rare comic books, and then we started going through the actual Toledo Game Room's comic section and started going over what we had, what we didn't have, and what was pretty cool in the Toledo Game Room comics shop. So me and Terrace found a new connection besides Warhammer through this game. Now, the total score was I got 17 points. He got 3. It was a big Orc and Goblin victory. There's still things I wanted to fine-tune in this list. I don't want to be able to get charged every fucking time for putting my general in the dumb-ass spot behind the trolls, guys. But on the plus note, I did give you a battle report with a painted army, and it's a very thematic painted army, very demonic. His Not Today Satan cards and his entire dominatrix lineup. It was fun. He even had, you can't see it in the video, you can't see it in the pictures, but on his feet, he didn't even come with shoes. He came with Cthulhu slippers. Okay, Cthulhu comfortable ass slippers, and I was like, that is brilliant. Go to a freaking tournament, comfortable as hell. Why are you wearing gym shoes or shoes? Wear some damn slippers. All right. So I give Terrace a lot of props. It was a fun game. And it was interesting. I'm glad that we got it in, and I'm glad I finally got a game against a painted army. All right, guys, next game. Oh, well, real quick. Let me find the page on my other computer because I'm doing this on my laptop. For points, Zod got some big points, 1151, finally showing up. Koopa got the creme de la creme again, 1248. Koopa saving Zod, saving the whole scenario. Right, that was about to go really bad, really fast. I probably would have been able to pyro through his guys if Zod did die, but it would have been a lot tougher. The fight would have been a lot. I would have lost the Goblins. I probably would have lost the objective, and it would probably have been closer to like a 12-8 or something like that. All right, so Koopa was the big boy this game. He was the one who saved everybody's ass, and we'll see how it goes next game too. Honestly, this was Koopa's tournament. This was the return of Koopa. I'm going to go ahead and call it that. Buckeyes 2022, the return of Koopa. All right. Baxter did some work. He got 845 points. He actually would have got more, but I ran out of targets on the right side. Bazooka and his goblins start shooting some guys, but still pulling in pitiful points, but I think that's due to the fact that A, I was playing his quick to fire rule wrong, and B, I just wasn't taking pictures of the wounds Bazooka was doing specifically. The A-Rock let me down, only killing off about 5 or 6 succubi, not enough. The Savages also letting me down, barely killing off some Sirens, 8 Sirens total. Trolls letting me down, they just got their ass kicked. I thought I was going to hold the Steadfast, totally wrong about that. And the Goblin Bowmen were showing their fucking colors. They were actually going toe-to-toe with a bunch of Sirens, which I thought was awesome. They were just fucking pairing the shit out of them and just destroying Sirens in droves. The Spider Riders didn't do shit this time, and the K-Pack pulled in a whopping 808 points by killing off his general. The K-Pack and Koopa do have a nice game in the next game. I do remember the next game coming up. That's going to be the last Buckeye report that I'll get you guys. I have been putting up more videos on my channel, rules, scenarios, and, you know, also videos on just content that we would like to see, like change the moon pie, guys. Hashtag change the moon pie. Down with the moon pie. Down with it. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Till next time, take care and peace.